This page throws you right into the glorious N64 era, proudly proclaiming itself the official, and always first, biggest and the best Nintendo magazine. Clearly modesty wasn't a strong suit. Dominating the cover is the fearsome Blastoise, hyping up the first review of Pokémon Stadium, promising awesome Pokémon battles on your N64, as if we needed more reasons to get hyped for catching 'em all. Elsewhere on this cracking cover we're teased with a massive 7-page feature on Mario Party 2 showcasing Mario in a rather dashing cowboy outfit, ready for some chaotic board game action. There's also a heads up for a Pokémon tour with dates inside, and a chance to win tickets to the Poké-movie. Proper big screen stuff. The magazine also boasts about a pile of best N64 reviews coming your way, including the bone-crunching ECW wrestling, the intriguing Cyber Tiger, the dark depths of Castlevania 2, the high-speed thrills of Hydro Thunder, and the tank warfare of battle tanks. And if that wasn't enough, there's a quick quiz about Banjo-Kazooie and a peek at the speedy action in Track and Field 2000. All for the princely sum of £2.95. Mind you, a small price to pay for such a treasure trove of N64 goodness in April's issue 91. Proper gaming bliss. This page is a gritty, full-page advert for ECW Hardcore Revolution, boldly proclaiming, real wrestling, real fans, real hard. It's certainly not pulling any punches, is it? The ad highlights the game's availability across multiple platforms, including the PlayStation, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, and even the Game Boy Color, ensuring everyone could get their dose of bone-crunching ECW action. This page screams for attention with a menacing close-up of a wrestler, promoting ECW Hardcore Revolution. It boldly announces the game's release date of March 3, 2000, and points you to hardcorerevolution.com for more brutal details. This page is a full-page advert for virtual reality mail order, showcasing incredible deals on 64 and Game Boy games, consoles and accessories, urging you to call the number provided for great brands at great prices. In April 2000, issue 91 of this UK magazine boldly proclaimed itself the nation's leading Nintendo 64 and Nintendo publication. It immediately established 6 promises to readers, emphasizing exclusive scoops, reliable tips and cheats, plentiful screenshots, and trustworthy writers, a clear jab at competitors. The issue introduces the Team Nintendo staff: Tim, Barry, Mark, Tamsin, Shan, Alex, Dave, Nicola and Rich, the team dedicated to delivering gaming content. Readers could connect via postal address, dedicated email contacts for specific queries, Pokémon, Game Boy, reviews, and even a limited-time reader tip phone line. The cover teased major upcoming titles, including Pokémon Stadium, Mario Party 2, Banjo-Tooie, and Track and Field 2000, solidifying the magazine's position as a key resource for N64 and Game Boy enthusiasts. This page, almost certainly the cover, kicks off the issue with a bang, prominently featuring the highly anticipated Mario Party 2. It promises the very first playtest, all the juicy details like new boards, mad minigames, and every single Nintendo character making an appearance. Sounds like a grand old time. You just know they're gonna deliver on the chaos and fun that Mario Party is famous for. Further down the page spotlights international track and field, urging players to sprint for the line and go for gold, in what's hyped as an awesome sports sim. Complete with a dynamic screenshot of a sprinter, it certainly sets the scene for some intense button-mashing competition. And for those hungry for the latest scoops, the game news section is bursting with promising titles for both Game Boy Color and Nintendo 64. They're touting new games and declaring them first and best, which is precisely what you want to hear. Among the exciting roster are Aiden Chronicles, All-Star Baseball 2001, International Karate 2000, NBA in the Zone 2000, Pokémon the First Movie, Senior 3K, and the intriguing Zelda The Mask of Mujula, which of course we all know as Majora's Mask, a real head-scratcher of a title back then. Ridge Racer 64 also gets a nod, accompanied by a sleek shot of a red sports car. It's clear this issue is packed with previews of some serious gaming gold. This issue previews a packed lineup of Nintendo 64 and Game Boy games. Reviews cover Pokémon Stadium, page 24, with epic battles, the brutal ECW Hardcore Revolution, page 32, and action-packed titles like Vigilante 8 Second Offense, page 34, and Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, page 36. Also reviewed are Cyber Tiger, Battlezone, Hydro Thunder, and Battle Tanks. Beyond reviews, Blagfest, page 82, offers a chance to win prizes like Lego and game copies by answering questions. Game Guides, page 62, provides tips for WWF 2000, while Official Tips, page 72, help with Donkey Kong 64. Readers can submit their own tips and scores for prizes. A free Game Boy magazine is included, featuring Resident Evil and Tomb Raider, bringing thrilling adventures to portable consoles. It's a gaming buffet with something for everyone. This page dives headfirst into the colorful world of Mario Party 2, showcasing Luigi in his snazzy space-themed attire, ready to roll some seriously oversized dice. This preview teases the return of the boys for more board game fun, promising party magic, plenty of mini-games won, and the thrilling pursuit of power stars earned. Developed by Nintendo and set for a July release, it's clear this sequel aims to deliver even more of the chaotic, character-filled multiplayer action that made the first game such a hit. Get ready to gather your favorite Nintendo characters and let the party commence. This page gives us an even closer look at Mario Party 2, cementing the idea that the party is far from over. Here we see Mario sporting a rather dashing cowboy outfit, a clear hint at the fantastic costume changes and themed boards we'll be enjoying in this sequel. The article confirms the gang are back for more fun and frolics, promising a battle of the boards and an absolute onslaught of new minigames designed to make us bash those buttons and get seriously competitive. We're reminded that collecting those all-important power stars is still the name of the game, whether you're playing solo or, more likely, gathering your mates for some chaotic multiplayer action. It seems Nintendo is dialing up the party magic, ensuring this is a big game full of mega fun and endless chances to outwit your pals. This page truly showcases the star lineup and the brilliant costume transformations in Mario Party 2. We get a proper introduction to the gang, who are clearly embracing the fancy dress theme, with Mario rocking a cowboy look, Yoshi a swashbuckling pirate, Luigi suited up as an astronaut, and Wario, also a pirate, seemingly hoarding gold coins. Even Princess Peach looks ready for action in her elegant ball gown, proving she's more than just a damsel in distress, while Donkey Kong's sporting a rather fetching miner's hat, ready to swing that hammer. It's all kicking off from the information board, giving us a central hub to pick our poison, be it adventure boards or the sheer mayhem of minigames. The emphasis on new outfits for each themed board, like the Pirate Land and Spaceland, is just brilliant and really adds to the party vibe. But let's be honest, the real fun kicks in when it's minigame madness. Once everyone's had their turn on the board, it's a no-holds-barred dash for victory, with battles that can range from everyone for themselves to tactical Toon 2 or even 3-on-1 skirmishes. They even tease a couple of them, like Arch Arrival, where you'll need a steady aim, and Move to Music, which sounds like a rhythmaction dance-off. It's clear this sequel is dialing up the competitive spirit and costume flair, ensuring endless hours of shouting at your mates. The next page continues to break down the mechanics of Mario Party 2's big game, detailing how players navigate the board. It explains the simple yet effective dice roll system. Hit the A button to get your number, and your character will automatically sashay across the board. Landing on those delightful blue spaces earns you coins, while the dreaded red ones will see your hard-won cash vanish, a common theme in these party games. Before the board game truly kicks off, the page clarifies the crucial "who goes first" phase. It's a straightforward dice-off. Highest roll gets the opening throw, with the lowest number patiently waiting their turn. We even catch a glimpse of Toad on the board, ready to sell those all-important power stars to anyone passing by. But beware! Baby Bowser is also lurking, ready to relieve you of your precious coins, so steer clear. The page then dives into a sneak peek of some of the minigames that await. There's speed hockey, a rather chaotic take on table football played on ice, where the first to 3 goals wins. Then, the bobsled race promises a frantic button-mashing experience to get your sled moving. For those who prefer stealth, Sneak and Snore challenges you to tiptoe past a sleeping chomp, and Mecha Marathon is all about winding up your clockwork toy with rapid button presses. It's clear this game is packed with plenty of ways to challenge your mates. The next page delves deeper into the world of Mario Party 2, first by showcasing the rather practical minigame land. Apparently, this is where you'll be splashing all your hard-earned coins from the main board to unlock and play minigames to your heart's content. It even teases a couple of secret areas that only pop up once you've truly committed to expanding your minigame collection. Quite the incentive to keep those party dice rolling, isn't it? But the real star of this page is the delightfully ghoulish Horrorland board. This level is absolutely packed with dark and spooky surprises, living up to its name. The biggest twist here is the dynamic day and night cycle that changes every second turn. Our expert advice? Keep a hawk-like eye on that time meter, because knowing when the sun's going down, or coming up, is absolutely crucial for planning your strategic path across the board. We get a sneak peek at some of the chilling challenges awaiting. There's a haunted house that lets you switch between day and night, a menacing eyeball that'll chase you across the board, and the ever-elusive Boo, who, fittingly, only comes out to play after dark. Watch out for those pesky slab beasts too. They'll demand a coin toll before they even consider moving out of your way. And of course, the page prominently features Donkey Kong, looking rather fetching in his wizard attire, ready to guide, or perhaps trick, you through this eerie adventure. Mario Party 2 features two new chaotic boards, Spaceland and Mysteryland. Spaceland is a perilous course where Bowser actively tries to steal coins with his blast-off beam, and hazards like thwomps send players back to start. Players can use portal gates to navigate, and even call the Space Police to hinder opponents. Mysteryland, overseen by Princess Peach, is divided into 4 ancient relics, connected by luck-based warps or the rare skeleton key. Players can take a UFO ride for rewards, and strategically inflict a slow curse on rivals, limiting their dice rolls. Both boards emphasize strategic item use and a healthy dose of mischievous interference to gain the upper hand and win the party. This page dives deeper into the chaotic fun of Mario Party 2, detailing how to snag those coveted power stars. It explains that stars can be bought from Toad for 20 coins, but you'll have to chase him down as he moves around the board. Talk about a workout. The page also highlights the importance of the item shop, where you can spend your hard-earned dosh on a variety of mischievous gadgets. Fancy more dice rolls with a mushroom or a gold mushroom? Or perhaps you prefer to steal items with a plunder chest, swap positions with a warp block, or even challenge a rival to a duel minigame with a dueling glove. The ultimate prize, the magic lamp, warps you directly to Toad for a star, if you're rich enough, of course. When it comes to winning, the game tallies up power stars first, with coins acting as the tiebreaker. There's also a bonus setting for an extra 3 stars at the end, adding even more drama to the finale. Unsurprisingly, the game is truly meant for multiplayer mayhem, with racing and other fun minigames keeping everyone on their toes. The review section sums it up perfectly, declaring that the first game was excellent, and Mario Party 2 is even better. They praise the improved minigames and graphics, making it a superb game to own. Clearly, a must-have for any self-respecting N64 owner. This page is a full-page advert from Coca-Cola, offering an exclusive branded Ericsson mobile phone and 121 pay-as-you-go service for collecting promotional ring pulls and a small fee. Get connecting! This page dives headfirst into Konami's highly anticipated International Track and Field Summer Games for the N64, set to launch in May. It's clearly a big deal, heralded as the game all sports fans have been waiting for, and the top banner boasts about all levels blasted, medals won, records smashed, setting a high expectation for this sports sim. The page itself is dominated by a dynamic image of an athlete ready to burst into action on a running track, with the huge Internati Track title confirming the game's identity. We get a glimpse into the action with 2 screenshots. One showing a tense moment as swimmers prepare for the breaststroke, and another capturing a long jumper mid-flight. Apparently there are 14 realistic events to master, demanding a diverse range of skills from the player. The reviewer cleverly points out that while some events like the 100 meters dash will require frantic button bashing, a classic track and field staple, let's be honest, your thumbs will ache. Others like skeet shooting demand a cool eye. The ultimate compliment? Each event makes you feel like an Olympic champ. The enthusiastic note about needing 2 pairs of hands to handle the massive performances is a brilliant nod to the game's intense, often controller-punishing gameplay. Get ready for some serious sporting prowess on your N64. This page is a full-page advert for Konami's International Track and Field Summer Games, proclaiming the king of the button bashers is heading back to your N64 ready for action. This page dives deeper into the highly anticipated International Track and Field Summer Games on the N64, giving us the full lowdown after that cracking advert on the previous page. It covers everything you need to know to get started, from choosing your path, the grueling 14 Challenge Championship mode, or the quick-fire trial mode for instant action, to the nitty-gritty of becoming an Olympic legend. Apparently, there's no better country than another, so pick your nation from the 12 available, and get your name on that leaderboard. The game kindly includes a back-to-school tutorial mode, showcasing the various button bashing and joystick wiggling techniques needed to master events like the hammer throw and weightlifting. That chrome athlete in the tutorials looks suspiciously like Arnie from Terminator 2, so you know it means business. Finally, the page breaks down the 14 events into 3 distinct styles: the finger-numbing button bashers like the 100 meters dash, events demanding pure coordination such as skeet shooting, and those that mix both, like the pole vault. It's clear you'll need both speed and timing to stand a chance at glory. Better start warming up those thumbs, Nintendo fans! The next page leaps into the heart of International Track and Field Summer Games, showcasing the 8 thrilling stadium events where you'll battle for glory against a packed crowd and, more importantly, your mates. It's all about becoming an Olympic legend, and this guide walks you through the essentials. For the pure speed merchants, the 100 meters dash is a frantic button-bashing affair, requiring lightning-fast thumbs from the moment the pistol fires. Similarly, the long jump demands rapid button presses, but with a crucial timing element to avoid a foul. Other events mix precision with power. The 110 meters hurdles are a test of rhythm, where mistiming means a painful faceplant and precious seconds lost. Both the pole vault and high jump challenge you to build up speed and power, then execute perfectly timed leaps and releases. For the throwing events, it's all about angle and a strong run-up. The javelin and hammer throw require you to master the delicate art of release angles after a powerful build-up, using that N64 3D stick for the hammer. Lastly, the triple jump adds another layer of complexity, demanding precise timing for each of its 3 strides and the jump angle. As the page emphatically states, master your racing technique and take Great Britain to the top of the table, so get practicing those thumb muscles and stick rotations. Your national pride depends on it. This page dives into the exciting world of International Track and Field Summer Games beyond the main stadium, showcasing 6 additional events designed to push your skills to the limit. We're talking about the aquatic challenges of the 100 meters breaststroke, where timing is everything to avoid a humiliating stall, and the 100 meters freestyle, which sounds like a truly exhausting finger workout to reach the end of the pool. For a change of pace, skeet shooting offers a welcome break from frantic button mashing, requiring a cool mind and a steady hand to shatter those clay pigeons. Then it's back to intense physicality with weightlifting, demanding both stamina and precise timing for that perfect lift, and the gymnastic challenges of the vault and horizontal bar, which are all about lightning-fast reactions and coordination to nail those 3D stick movements. Seriously, the horizontal bar is a test of pure finger speed. Beyond the events, the Medals of Honor section reminds us that the true glory lies in breaking records and earning those coveted gold medals, just like Carl Cox, the javelin throw maestro. And after all that hard work, the action replay feature lets you rewatch your triumphs from various angles, perfect for rubbing your mates' faces in your flawless high jump or powerful sprint. Finally, for those with the N64 expansion pack, the game gets an extra visual boost, looking even sharper, though it's still pretty awesome without it apparently. International Track and Field Summer Games excels as a multiplayer experience for up to 4 players, particularly highlighted by the fast-paced 100 meters dash and realistic swimming events. The game is praised as a classic with stunning visuals, especially with the N64 expansion pack. The review playfully suggests unconventional methods for gaining an edge in button-mashing events, utilizing objects like pens or coins, or employing a nail-rubbing technique. A clever duo strategy involves dividing responsibilities between rapid input and precise angle control. Reviewers offer enthusiastic praise, stating the game is essential for any gaming enthusiast. A sidebar also promotes jakarta.co.uk as a source for affordable games and PC software. This page presents the Game Boy Color Guide to Woodland No. 4, a wonderfully morbid and utterly British take on surviving nature, warning that a picturesque footpath can quickly lead to your violent and bloody date with death. The ominous woodland scene, shrouded in twilight, features glowing eyes peeking from behind trees, a hollow log, and even the water, hinting at unseen dangers lurking about. This essential guide for the modern gamer reveals the true perils of venturing outdoors whilst glued to your Game Boy. A diagram, humorously labeled Fig 1, demonstrates that animals have no respect for your superior status in the food chain. It vividly illustrates a rather aggressive, beaver-like creature taking a literal bite out of a blissfully unaware gamer's fleshiest anatomical part, ass. Clearly, even a console as portable as the Game Boy Color can't protect you from the horrors of the wild, especially when a carnivorous beast decides to take issue with your posterior. To cap off this rather bizarre yet insightful look at nature, there's even a chap in a floral dress and a hockey mask brandishing a chainsaw, which just goes to show, it's not always the wildlife you need to worry about in the woods. This page continues the Game Boy Color's absolutely essential Woodland Guide, making it abundantly clear that playing outdoors carries significantly more risks than a tricky boss battle. Up top, we're treated to a rather snazzy advert for the Game Boy Color itself, showcasing the vibrant purple model and reminding us that Nintendo's duty of care extends to ensuring you play safe out there. Their definition of safe play, however, includes warnings of the most bizarre and British kind. Our blissfully unaware gamer is once again seen engrossed in his console by a suspiciously calm river, oblivious to the grim realities of the wild. Fig 2 shrewdly points out that if you hear a chainsaw, it's not a new in-game sound effect, but rather a telltale sign of a psychopathic killer, likely sporting a hockey mask and lurking just behind you. Even more critically, Fig 3 illustrates the horror of a hidden foot trap, which will not only cause you to bleed to death, but far more tragically, ruin a potential high score. To truly test your newfound survival instincts, there's a multiple choice question on what else to be wary of, including animals offering sweets and mustachioed men. Clearly, in these woods, it's always all of the above. Remember, a smart player is indeed a safe player. This page triumphantly announces the arrival of new game reviews, promising that every game has been rigorously tested by the magazine's expert Nintendo players, ensuring that only titles they genuinely love make the cut for a high score. It lays out the robust scoring system ranging from real rubbish, 044, to amazing game you must play, 90,100, with the truly elite earning the coveted Awesome Award for games scoring over 90%. The page then teases a lineup of Nintendo 64 games ready for review, including Battletanks, Castlevania, Cyber Tiger, and the star of this very feature, Pokémon Stadium. It jubilantly declares that Pokémon have taken over the world, now crawling, swimming and flying onto the N64, setting the stage for the battle of a lifetime. The review of Pokémon Stadium is front and center, celebrating the game's visuals. Screenshots showcase dynamic battles, with mighty Pokémon like Raichu, Gyarados, Hitmonlee, and Nidoact 6 looking absolutely stunning in action. The reviewer praises the amazing attacks and singles out Hitmonlee's cool Meditate move for special mention. Raichu, a declared non-fave, is highlighted for looking dead cool despite its cute appearance. The game's info box confirms multiplayer mayhem, although it seems the memory, rumble, and expansion packs aren't required, which is rather convenient. This game clearly earns its Nintendo official magazine Awesome Award, looking set to electrify players. This page delves deeper into the highly anticipated Pokémon Stadium review, cementing its status as brilliant fun with loads of play modes for all trainers. It highlights the game's core appeal, bringing beloved Game Boy Pokémon to life in glorious 3D on the N64. We're told it comes with a transfer pack for seamless creature swapping and boasts cool minigames, the option to play GB Pokémon on your TV, and some of the finest N64 graphics around. Screenshots showcase dynamic battles featuring a powerful Charizard, Mewtwo unleashing a vicious psychic attack, and the formidable Pinsir ready for action. The magazine confidently predicts Blastoise will emerge victorious over Charizard, proving it's not just a pretty face, but also a strategic powerhouse. This page truly unpacks the brilliance of Pokémon Stadium, laying out the three main options for would-be trainers. You've got the event battle, where you can bring your own Game Boy squad to duke it out, and the quick-fire battle now, perfect for a spontaneous dust-up with pre-selected teams. But the absolute heart of the game is the Trainers Plaza, an expansive hub brimming with possibilities. More fantastic 3D screenshots grace the page, showcasing powerful Pokémon like Poliwrath and a mischievous Gengar. There's also a cracking observation that while Golduck, though hilariously misnamed Golduck here, looks properly menacing in 3D, poor old Seeduck remains a complete wimp. We also see Farfetch'd and Pidgeot in a seemingly evenly matched aerial brawl. The detailed map of the Trainers Plaza highlights its many attractions. You can challenge familiar foes at the Gym Leader Castle, sort out your collection at the Pokémon Lab, or dive into solo challenges in the main stadium. For those who crave the classic experience, the GB Tower lets you play your Game Boy Pokémon games right on your telly. And for pure unadulterated fun, the Kids Club packs 9 hilarious minigames, while the free battle area promises a frenzied showdown for up to 4 players. It's clear there's an absolute ton of stuff to do in this game. Pokémon Stadium brings your trained Pokémon to life in stunning 3D, offering multiple ways to build your team. You can transfer Pokémon from Game Boy, utilize rental Pokémon, excluding legendaries, or register a favorite 6 for quick battles. Controls are simple. L/R button switch Pokémon and view moves, while C buttons unleash attacks in classic turn-based combat, enhanced with impressive visuals. The game features various Pokémon Cups, Poké, Pika, Petit, and Prime, with unique rules. Strategic play is key. Rules prevent excessive status conditions, sleep/freeze, and disqualify players using self-destruct/explosion as a final move. The battles are further enhanced by distinct sound effects and an energetic announcer, creating an immersive and enjoyable experience. Pokémon Stadium offers diverse battle challenges through 4 cups: Poké, Pika, Petit, with height/weight limits, and Prime, level 100 Pokémon, including Mew. A casual free battle mode allows up to 4 players in an outdoor stadium with no rules. Champion Pokémon earn statues in Victory Palace, immortalizing their achievements. Crucially, the transfer pack enables Pokémon transfer from Game Boy to N64 for 3D battles. It's a simple connection via the N64 controller, and even allows 2 players to share one pack. While single-player options exist, the game emphasizes the fun of battling and teaming up with friends. The N64 version strictly prohibits cheating during gameplay. Bring a game. Pokémon Stadium enhances the Game Boy experience with several key features. The Pokémon Lab allows detailed 3D viewing and team organization, showcasing Pokémon stats and appearances, even powerful ones like Mewtwo. Players can rematch Kanto gym leaders in the Gym Leader Castle, first battling their apprentices, using either their own Pokémon or rentals across uniquely designed arenas. The GB Tower enables playing original Game Boy Pokémon games on the N64, enhanced with color and a larger screen ideal for challenging the Elite Four. Connection is streamlined via the transfer pack, easily linking Game Boy cartridges to the N64. The game also features delightful 3D models, like a prominent Pikachu, highlighting the overall appeal of Pokémon Stadium. This page showcases even more of Pokémon Stadium's fantastic features, kicking off with the Kids Club, a brilliant diversion packed with 9 distinct minigames. These are perfect for a quick blast, like the memory testing Clefairy says, where you mimic the teacher's moves, or the frantic sushi go-round that sees Lickitungs scrambling for grub. Beyond the battling, there's a neat Game Boy bonus revealed. Manage to beat Stadium mode without using rented creatures, and you can transfer a super cool surfing Pikachu to your Game Boy cartridge, ready for a surfing minigame on Route 19. A real nod to the classic Excitebike. You can also check out the impressive 3D models of Pokémon like Blastoise, whose cannons are actually powerful water guns, and the wonderfully weird Mr. Mime. The magazine also addresses some common misconceptions in its "Don't Believe It" section, debunking rumors such as the inability to play a 3D Pokémon adventure, or that Togepi and Pikablu wouldn't be in the game. Most amusingly, it confidently states that Stadium won't work with Pokémon Gold and Silver. Oh, how wrong they were, as any true trainer now knows. Finally, the review confirms that Pokémon Stadium is essential for Pokefans, praising the thrilling 3D battles and hilarious minigames, culminating in an impressive 90% game score. This page is a vibrant Nickelodeon advert for Head to Head 2000, a March TV showdown featuring beloved shows like SpongeBob, Rugrats, and Kenan and Kel, where viewers vote for their favorite. This page takes a deep dive into the no-holds-barred world of ECW Hardcore Revolution, making it clear that if you thought WWF was tough, you've got another thing coming. This game is absolutely for those who appreciate their wrestling, with a generous helping of blood and dirty tactics. The review positively raves about the mental moves that reportedly make other wrestling titles look like a walk in the park, and it highlights a solid roster of over 30 rough-and-tumble fighters, alongside a rather wicked creator-wrestler option. Visually, the game seems to hit the mark too, with the looks section praising the class wrestlers and excellent moves, cementing its spot as one of the N64's premier fight fests. For modes, you're spoiled for choice, with exhibition for a quick scrap or practice, and a full career mode to climb that ladder to wrestling superstardom. Plus, the ability to set up your own pay-per-view events, or even jump into chaotic 1-on-3 bouts, adds a brilliant layer of replay value. The magazine has given this one its prestigious Awesome stamp, and with a price tag of £39.99, and being out now, it's certainly positioned as a must-have for any N64 wrestling enthusiast. Just be sure you've got your memory pack and rumble pack ready, as it supports both, meaning you can really feel those brutal slams. This page truly digs into the brutal heart of ECW Hardcore Revolution, building on the previous discussion of its uncompromising nature. It showcases the blood-soaking moves that make this game so utterly unique, detailing the frankly ridiculous ways you can make your opponents regret stepping into the ring. We're talking about gems like the spinning neck breaker, the gravity-defying flying head scissors, the dizzying Hurricane Rana, and the utterly devastating running power slam, all designed to leave your rival a crumpled mess on the canvas. The review highlights the sheer, vicious violence on offer, proudly declaring that instead of polite ropes, you'll be throwing opponents into razor-sharp barbed wire. And the sound design? Absolutely superb, from the roaring crowd to the sickeningly realistic crunch of bones. It's enough to put you off your dinner, but in the best possible way. Beyond the pain, there's also the brilliant Awesome Arenas feature, allowing you to design your very own wrestling stadium, customizing everything from the lighting and signs to the ropes and ring text. It's a nice touch that adds even more replayability. With all these options and a stunning range of matchups and moves, the game-length section assures us you'll be happily smashing heads for years without ever getting bored. And if you needed any more convincing, the GameScore confirms its awesome rating with a cracking 90%, definitely one for the collection if you fancy a bit of extreme grappling. Vigilante 8-2 ND Offense delivers enhanced vehicle-on-vehicle combat for the N64, building upon its predecessor with improved graphics, sound, and gameplay. The game features 18 diverse vehicles, ranging from fast cycles to hovering options, each impacting performance. Levels are detailed and packed with weaponry usable for both destruction and strategic boosts. The game excels in multiplayer, particularly the Ace 2-player mode, though 4-player can be sluggish. Cooperative play encourages team-based attacks, adding to the chaotic fun. With funky music and impactful explosions, the sound design complements the intense action. Scoring at 88%, Vigilante 8-2 ND Offense is recommended for players seeking pure vehicular carnage, offering a highly enjoyable experience with Rumble Pack and Memory Pack support. It's a visually stunning and audibly engaging title focused on bashing, barging, and blasting opponents. The next page is a cracking full-page advert for Battletanks Global Assault, rolling onto Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Color in April 2000. Prepare for fast, frantic tank warfare and multiplayer madness. This page delves straight into the gothic horror of Castlevania. Legacy of Darkness, a cracking 64 title priced at £44.99 and set for a March release. It's a single-player affair, but you'll want your Memory Pack and Rumble Pack for this one. The chaps at the magazine reckon the improved targeting system makes it far more playable than previous outings, which is always a bonus when you're battling the undead. The storyline sounds like classic Castlevania, with Dracula back to haunt your N64, and the game's engaging plot promises to pull you right in. You'll be exploring spooky ships, navigating the eerie Forest of Silence, clambering up the castle wall, and even braving a confusing garden maze at the villa, complete with a monstrous chainsaw-wielding fiend. The story itself is set 8 years before Reinhardt and Carrie's adventure, following Cornell the werewolf as he seeks his kidnapped sister. Expect plenty of gruesome baddies, like the one ghastly skeleton character shown, and don't forget your trusty weapons. The targeting system means your sword should always find its mark. What's rather spiffing is that while many levels might feel familiar, there's a whole load of new stuff, including some rather deadly new bosses like that formidable Sphinx. Plus, you'll eventually unlock and control 4 different characters, adding some real depth to the creepy tale. And as for the sound, apparently it's spot on, drawing you right into the spine-tingling mood. Spiffing! This issue features reviews for Cyber Tiger and Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness. Cyber Tiger, a golf game featuring a prominent athlete on the cover, arrives with multiplayer, Rumble Pack, and unique power-ups like ball-boosting rockets. However, despite these features and a novel swing mechanic, it's deemed average, with bland courses and limited replayability, earning a 72% score and a recommendation to play Mario Golf instead. Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness is described as a spine-chilling adventure hampered by fiddly gameplay and blurry graphics, even in high-resolution mode. While enjoyable with challenging moments, frustrating climbing sections and easily defeated bosses hold it back. Scoring 80%, it's considered worth a rent, but not a necessary purchase, particularly for owners of the original game. Both titles lack significant staying power according to the reviews. This page blasts off with a review of Battlezone, Rise of the Black Dogs, a unique blend of strategy and first-person shooting set on the moon. The mag reckons it looks a bit rough, but could deliver the goods, and it certainly tries. For £39.99, hitting shelves in February, this title supports multiplayer, Rumble Pack and Memory Pack, promising an epic conflict between America and Russia over a precious moon metal. While the vehicles look rather spiffing, the levels can feel a tad empty, and things get a bit chaotic when multiple enemies grace the screen. Originally a PC strategy affair, the N64 version injects some arcade fun, letting you protect your lunar base, manage mining stations, and organize your troops in commander mode. You'll be wielding some serious kit too, like the kick-ass tag cannon, the precise sniper rifle, the souped-up at stabber rocket, and the very tasty rave gun mortar. Multiplayer, while boasting enormous levels, might leave you feeling a bit lonely. There's no radar, so you'll need to keep your peepers peeled for enemy vehicles. Overall, the game's strategy elements are strong, but the arcade mode can get repetitive, and the sounds are, well, just your usual explosions and machinery noises. Scoring a decent 79%, Battlezone is a cool idea, and a solid rent for those who prefer tactical gameplay over pure space blasting. Much like Castlevania, was worth a rent. Last page. This page showcases a vibrant advert for Pocket Pets. Corrington, featuring cats and dogs, now available on Game Boy Color. Apparently the PC version alone sold over 3 million copies worldwide. Plus, Wings of Fury is also now available for Game Boy Color. This page dives headfirst into a review of the arcade smash hit, Hydro Thunder, now making a splash on the N64. This isn't your granddad's realistic speedboat simulator. It's an outright arcade thrasher, packed with futuristic boats that look more like they belong in a sci-fi flick than on water, tearing through courses at speeds that make a Formula One car blush. The game's electric combination of over-the-top speedboats and outrageous tracks clearly impressed, with the review proclaiming Hydro Thunder as fast, highly competitive and packed full of great gameplay. Priced at a reasonable £39.99, and released in April, it supports multiplayer, memory pack, and the all-important rumble pack for that extra jolt of immersion. Forget realism. This is pure, unadulterated arcade fun, delivering a real looker of a game with its ace tracks and cool boats. They've even thrown in a selection of the game's wilder watercrafts, like the aptly named Misbehave and Thresher, each with their own distinct performance characteristics for you to master. Hydro Thunder on the N64 is a thrilling arcade port, earning an 89% from Nintendo Official Magazine. The game excels with spot-on sound effects, cool music, and exciting police chases on courses like Greek Island and Utah State. Mastering racing tactics is key. Utilize boat jumping for speed boosts, blue for 4 seconds, red for 9, and the mighty hull boost to ram opponents. Hidden shortcuts behind waterfalls and through barriers offer crucial time savings. While 1 and 2 player modes are fantastic, the 4-player mode is criticized for being sluggish. Despite this, it's lauded as arcade fun of the highest order, and very close to being a classic. A brief mention is also made of track and field summer games for those seeking human competition. This page dives headfirst into the explosive world of Battletanks Global Assault, heralded by the magazine as the ultimate blow-em-up for the millennium. Set in a grim 2002 wasteland, it's up to you, controlling a variety of tanks and insane weaponry, to rescue a psychic lad from an evil queen. Sounds like proper business. The review highlights a hefty 17-level single-player campaign, but it's the multiplayer that truly shines. Whether you're teaming up with a mate for some 2-player coup, or diving into frantic 4-player deathmatches and TW Overseas showdowns, it's all about some good old tank-busting fun with your chums. And with a whopping selection of 19 ass-kicking weapons, including laser guns and guided missiles, you'll certainly have the firepower to flatten those levels. The sound effects are apparently excellent, making you feel right in the thick of the war. However, the only real fly in the ointment seems to be the graphics, which, while improved from the first game, are described as scruffy looking. Despite this minor aesthetic quibble, Battletanks Global Assault still rolls away with a very respectable 84% game score. If you fancy a bit of tank warfare but with less gravity, there's even a suggestion to check out Battlezone on page 38 for some space-based shenanigans. The next page features a full-page advert for the new Capri-Sun XXL orange drink. It challenges you to come and have a go, and enter to win one of 50 pages. This page is a comprehensive advert for Gameplay.com, showcasing an extended sale on Nintendo 64 consoles, games and accessories, plus Game Boy items. They offer a money-back guarantee, and fast delivery. This page kicks off the magazine's renowned Total Test section, promising that every game is rigorously vetted by their experts. Yoshi, clutching a mysterious green orb, serves as your guide through this comprehensive review hub, which is updated monthly with the latest Nintendo 64 games and all the essential extra gear. Within these pages, you'll find everything from in-depth looks at new N64 accessories, like rumble packs, memory packs, steering wheels and joypads, to essential buying guides and the latest sales and rental charts. They even help you find more Mario goodness or suggest 5 of the best games that every Nintendo nut should own. Plus, there's a dedicated section on budget games, sorting the gems from the absolute duds. The magazine lays out its nonsense scoring system, where anything below 45 is real rubbish, and a score of 90 or above earns their coveted Awesome award, reserved only for games you truly must play. They also explain that their scores are dynamic, evolving as new and better titles arrive, ensuring their guide is always up to date. If you're wondering whether Gex 3 rocks, or if the deep cover Gecko is just pants, you'll find out on page 47. And for platform game enthusiasts, they point you straight to Banjo-Kazooie. This issue is packed with game reviews and previews, offering scores, prices, player counts, and essential pack recommendations. Upcoming titles include South Park Rally, released, Track and Field Summer Games, May, ISS Millennium, June, Turok 3, August, and the highly anticipated Zelda, Majora's Mask, October. Review highlights include Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Kazooie, both earning 96% and awesome status as genre-defining masterpieces. Diddy Kong Racing, 92%, is praised over Mario Kart for single-player enjoyment, while Duke Nukem 0 Hour, 92%, and Beetle Adventure Racing, 91%, also score highly. Baseball fans will enjoy All-Star Baseball 99 and 2000 90%. Not all games impressed. A Bug's Life 52% and Carmageddon 64 58% received poor scores. Solid mid-range titles include Blast Corps 81%, Cruisin' World 83%, and Destruction Derby 84%. A final recommendation suggests pairing Beetle Adventure Racing with a Gamester memory pack for a worthwhile purchase. This review focuses on N64 accessories and games. Joytech's rechargeable Jolt Pack and Nintendo's Rumble Pack are highlighted as top vibration accessories, with Nintendo's version considered the best. Game reviews showcase several high scores: GoldenEye 007 94%, FIFA 99 90%, Best Ever FIFA, ISS 64 91%, ISS 98 93%, F-Zero X 92%, Jet Force Gemini 93%, and Forsaken 90%. The F1 World Grand Prix Series also performed well, 87% to 90%. Several games received more moderate scores, including 40 Winks 88%, Glover 85%, and Gauntlet Legends 83%. Lower scores were given to F1 Pole Position 62%, too slow, Hexen 64, 50%, poor graphics, and Hot Wheels 69%, boring. Overall, the review highlights a strong library of quality titles for the Nintendo 64. This Nintendo 64 guide features game reviews and accessory information. Joytech's 1 meg memory pack, £9.99, is recommended as a good budget option, while the official Nintendo controller pack, £14.99, is top tier. Avoid Spectra videos at £212.99. Several games achieve high scores: Lilac Wars, Mario Kart 64, Mortal Kombat 4, and Mario Golf all earn 90%, praised for immersive gameplay and multiplayer fun. Knockout Kings, 87%, Lego Racers, 80%, and Micro Machines, 87%, also receive positive reviews. However, Lode Runner, 54%, Milo's Astro Lanes, 52%, and especially MK Mythologies, 36%, are heavily criticized. The guide also highlights the best Mario games on the N64, Super Mario 64, Mario Golf, Mario Party, and Mario Kart 64, alongside Super Smash Bros. And Donkey Kong 64. Finally, a promotion encourages readers to experience multiplayer heaven with Turok Rage Wars for £39.99. This N64 gaming roundup features a wicked wheels test, highlighting the Thrustmaster Formula Race Pro, £49.99, as the best value racing wheel due to its realistic feel with pedals and gear stick, alongside highly rated Nintendo/Logic 3 options, £59.99. Interact's Ultra Racer 64 offers a budget-friendly, £19.99, one-handed experience. Game reviews showcase strong sports titles. NFL Quarterback Club, 99-90%, Best American Football Game, NBA Jam, 99-89%, and NBA Live 2000, 86%, Quake 2, 91%, and the original Quake, 88%, deliver explosive action, while NHL Breakaway, 98-88%, and Pilotwings 64-84%, provide solid simulation experiences. However, not all games impressed. Rampage 2, 50%, is deemed poor, Paperboy, 64%, underwhelms, and Premier Manager 64-62% is merely just right for management sim fans. The next page hits us with a cracking sales chart, courtesy of Electronics Boutique, dishing out the red-hot N64 Top 10. Even better, they're giving every non-reader a $5 off any of these belters, including chart toppers like Resident Evil 2, Toy Story 2, and WWF WrestleMania 2000. Just snip that voucher on the right, valid until April 2000, and you're golden. Beyond the charts, we've got some serious contenders under the microscope. Rayman 2 scores a phenomenal 94%, hailed as a beauty that'll keep you padlocked to your N64, despite fiddly controls, thanks to its ace arcade adventure. Not to be outdone, Resident Evil 2, also a chart entry, scares up a 94%, looking unbelievable with buckets of blood as you save a zombie-infested city. For Star Wars fanatics, Rogue Squadron, 90%, truly rocks, letting you feel the Force across loads of missions. Other notable releases include Roadsters, 88%, an Ace N64 racer with awesome graphics, and Rocket Robot on Wheels, 90%, a first-rate platformer with original touches and tough gameplay. We also get glimpses of Donkey Kong 64, £59.99, declared the best platformer ever, and Super Smash Bros. £44.99, reminding us that even cute Nintendo characters can pack a punch. Finally, the Blockbuster rental chart gives us the lowdown on the most popular rentals, proving that N64 games ain't cheap, and it's wise to try and rent them out before you go wasting your money. A sensible tip, that. The N64 controller landscape saw several alternatives to Nintendo's official pad, considered the best overall. Logic 364 excelled with its 3D stick, while GameStar offered budget options, a basic £9.99 pad, and a more complex Evolution model. New Gen's Manta Ray prioritized style over substance, and Guillermo's Trilogy 64 inches provided value with bundled accessories. Game reviews highlighted Super Smash Bros. 90%, Super Mario 64 92%, and Shadow Man 93% as standout titles. Racing games like 1080 Degrees Snowboarding, 90%, and Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, 90%, also impressed. South Park Rally matched Mario Kart 64's fun. Lower scores went to Rugrats, Treasure Hunt, 57%, and Rush 2 74%. Numerous other titles received scores ranging from 75% to 87%, showcasing a diverse library with varying quality. This N64 Total Test reviews a variety of titles with mixed results. Wrestling games dominate the top scores, with WWF Attitude, 91%, WWF Warzone, 90%, and WWF WrestleMania 2000, 91%, all excelling. Turok Rage Wars, 93%, and Turok 2, Seeds of Evil, 94%, lead the action category, while racing is represented by strong showings from Wipeout, 64, 87%, and Versus Rally Edition, 99, 90%. However, the standout title is Zelda, 97%, declared the best game in the world. Other highlights include Weetrix, 88%, and Yoshi's Story, 88%. Several games failed to impress. Superman, 49%, and Rampage, 48%, were heavily criticized, and Virtual Chess, 64%, received a lukewarm response. The new Tetris, 74%, also underperformed despite prior success. Overall, the N64 library offered both exceptional experiences and notable disappointments. This page is a full-page advert for prize competitions, including consoles and tech, and a comprehensive cheat/tips hotline for PlayStation, N64, Dreamcast, and PC games. Get dialing! This guide offers over 90 rigorously tested tips and tricks for Nintendo 64 games, updated monthly, to help players dominate. Titles covered include Donkey Kong 64, Super Smash Bros., Resident Evil 2, GoldenEye, and WWF WrestleMania 2000, with dedicated score sections and a tip service. WWF WrestleMania 2000 tips include revealing Kane's face and creating Stephanie McMahon via character cloning. Donkey Kong 64 players can bypass banana collection requirements using glitches with Lanky or Chunky Kong near portals. Super Smash Bros. Players can quickly recover from knockdowns by tapping Z upon landing and unlock a sound test by completing all bonus practice games. The guide provides shortcuts and hidden features for a comprehensive gaming advantage. This magazine issue features cheat codes for several popular games. Duke Nukem 0 Hour offers codes for first-person view and one-shot kills, presented in reverse for a challenge. Turok Rage Wars provides a shortcut to unlock all cheats. Save a character with 500+ kills to a memory pack 4 times. Resident Evil 2 unlocks alternate costumes and increased health for Leon and Claire through a specific sequence involving a yellow-topped zombie, a key, and the dark room. A limited invincibility boost is achieved by combining herbs in the order of green, blue, then red. Finally, Toy Story 2 allows players to choose any level using a reversed code, again requiring a mirror for readability. The magazine playfully refers to its readers as Nintendoids and emphasizes the fun challenge of deciphering these hidden codes. This Nintendo official magazine page is packed with cheats and tips for various games. Ready 2 Rumble unlocks champions with the code CHAMP, while Supercross 2000 offers gravity-defying jumps via Moon. Armorines grants invincibility and all weapons with GoldenEye, and Hot Wheels and Gex 3 have complex button combinations for special effects. A humorous bogus bonus details a false Resident Evil rumor. LEGO Racers provides a reverse code -MXPW with a button combo for instant max power. Nuclear Strike features backward codes, requiring a mirror, for armor, invincibility and quad damage. Finally, Pokémon tips cover finding Mewtwo, rebattling the Elite Four, and using TM-Cut effectively. The page also includes a call for reader questions and teases future cheats for infinite ammo, lives, and level selects. This page truly delivers on the cheat front, kicking off with a proper goldmine for GoldenEye 007. At last we've got the button codes for all sorts of mischief, from becoming completely invincible and having all the guns you could ever dream of, plus max ammo obviously, to the truly retro Game Boy mode, which slaps some basic wireframe graphics on your screen for a laugh. There's even a code for invisibility, making those stealth missions a doddle. Remember, these require nimble fingers, as you've got to input them on the fly, without pausing. Next up, for all you armchair generals, the long-awaited Command & Conquer level select code has arrived. This demanding strategy game finally gives us the cheat to unlock all missions and submissions, so you can jump straight into the action or revisit your favorite battles. Just a quick button sequence at the start screen, then a press of L in the replay mission menu, and Bob's your uncle. On the right you'll spot a prominent advertisement for Cheats Unlimited, a premium phone service offering tips and tricks for over 2,000 games across various platforms, all for 60p a minute. This tips page features reader-submitted secrets for several games. For Supercross 2000, Jossie Walton details hidden freestyle jump tricks like the no-footer and saran wrap, with button combinations. WWF WrestleMania 2000 players can create gold dust by cloning Kane, thanks to Simon Gangadine, and exploit a pause menu trick to avoid losses. Donkey Kong 64 underwater levels become easier with Joe Janion's swim break, double tapping Z for precise control. Finally, Andrew Brecken reveals a shortcut in Jet Force Gemini's Floyd's As Anubis mission, saving 15 seconds when searching for the earplugs. Readers can submit their own tips for a chance to win a transparent controller. This page is bursting with more top-notch reader-submitted tips and hot game help. Good old Alex C is back in the hot game help section, tackling your gaming woes. For Donkey Kong 64, he confirms there's no secret level beyond Hideout Helm. Boo. But reveals how to achieve that elusive 101% completion and the cool ending by collecting everything and battling K. Rool twice. Zelda DX fans get the lowdown on finding Marin, while Pokémon trainers receive a rather cheeky Safari Zone exploit to nab those tricky mons like Kangaskhan. Apparently it involves a bit of a runaround outside the zone. 1080 degrees snowboarding enthusiasts can finally unlock the mysterious panda by conquering races and tricks on Expert, while Zelda Ocarina of Time players get a solid walkthrough for accessing Hyrule Castle and Death Mountain. Beyond the standard tips, New Ways to Play encourages inventive multiplayer fun, with readers sharing unique game modes. We've got a chaotic Mario Kart shell-dodging battle on Double Deck, and a tense GoldenEye Wild West shootout in the archives, complete with duck and fire tactics. Finally, the Can You Help? section throws out a couple of puzzles to the community. Finding the route through Jet Force Gemini's Mizar's Palace Flume, and mastering that pesky lava-sinking dragon boss in Donkey Kong 64's Fungi Forest. Send in your solutions, Nintendoids. You might just win a prize. This page invites all Nintendoids to prove their gaming prowess in a series of cheeky chimp challenges, with the promise of seeing their mug in nom and winning top prizes. Up for grabs this issue are some tough tests for the best. In Smash Bros, it's all about breaking 10 targets in bonus practice 1, with anything under 20 seconds being a commendable score. For Banjo-Kazooie, you'll need to bag all those tricky jiggies in Freezy Peak. Apparently, it's an ace level to do it on. LEGO Racers dares you to post your fastest time on Magma Moon Mountain, with a hint about a cool shortcut involving gates. And for the GoldenEye 007 aficionados, it's a speedrun in Status Park, defeating 30 enemies. Knowing guard regeneration points is key here. Then, it's straight to the results in full, where the cream of the crop are celebrated. Lorne Taichan from Woking absolutely crushed the Banjo-Kazooie challenge, collecting all jiggies on Freezy Peak in a blistering 8 minutes and 3 seconds. For Beetle Adventure Racing, Martin van Duren from Holland proved he has the coolest time on Metro Madness. And speaking of talent, Chris Webb from Abbeydale seems unstoppable, clinching victory in both Mario Golf Speed Golf and Star Wars Racers Baru Coast Challenge. Is there no end to his abilities? Well done, Nintendoids. Keep those high scores coming. The Rambi Mega Challenge has concluded, with Peter Barrett leading the pack and top players advancing to a Mega Final. Now a new rare Mega Challenge featuring Onguard from Donkey Kong 64 is underway. Players must score points by swimming through hoops in Onguard's arena, accessible after completing tasks in adventure mode, including photographing 6 fairies. Strict rules prohibit cheating, monitored by Big Donkey Kong himself. Participants submit high scores with photo/video proof, gameplay secrets, and a recent photo for verification. Prizes include Nintendo controller pads or rumble packs, and recognition in the magazine. The top 4 players will compete in a DK64 Battle Arena final at Nom Towers on June 3rd. Entries must be received by May 23, 2000. Look for coverage of the Chimp Final next month. This guide to WWF WrestleMania 2000 offers aspiring champions essential tips and secrets. It begins with back to basics, mastering attacks, weapon use, and taunting to build your special meter. The core of the guide focuses on tag team action, revealing how to unlock iconic duos like the Headbangers, New Age Outlaws, and D-Generation Unix through character setting adjustments. It also details forming powerful factions like the Union and the Corporate Ministry, even the Brood. For advanced players, Tricks of the Trade unveils how to control a ringside manager with a third controller, mock opponents, and steal their signature moves. This comprehensive resource provides everything needed to dominate in WrestleMania 2000 and become a true legend. This guide details advanced techniques for WWF WrestleMania 2000, focusing on becoming a champion. Players can learn to climb the turnbuckle, double tap Q plus DPAD hold, for aerial attacks, utilize taunts, C-down, to build the special meter, and effectively corner opponents for damaging combos like the Irish Whip. Powerful attacks are executed with A plus B, and the L button allows for sneaky back attacks, including the Tree of Woe. A significant portion covers mastering the cage match. Winning requires stunning opponents to escape, countering cage shakes with an elbow drop, A, and knocking down climbers, A or B. Managing the attitude meter is vital, as it depletes during climbs. Building to special beforehand allows for faster ascents. The mighty face smash, Crite in a grapple, is highlighted as a devastating cage-specific move. Escape is achieved by pressing A to climb and mashing B at the top. This guide to WWF WrestleMania 2000 focuses on defense, quick wins, and unlocking hidden characters. To avoid damage, utilize ducking L, rolling R, and weaving A/B around grounded opponents. The L button also allows for timely dodges and counters, while the R button reverses attacks enhanced by a full attitude meter. For faster victories, submissions are effective against dazed opponents. Mash A/B. Alternatively, achieve a ring out by staying outside the ring for 10 seconds, or pull your opponent out with a rarity, and quickly re-enter with cup. Hidden characters are unlocked through gameplay. Stephanie McMahon appears by completing Test's Road to WrestleMania, Paul Bearer unlocks with Undertaker's storyline, and Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler become playable upon reaching WrestleMania itself. These tactics offer a comprehensive boost to your WrestleMania 2000 experience. This page is an absolute gem for any wrestling fanatic, diving deep into the hallowed halls of WWF WrestleMania 2000 to show you how to create a wrestler and bring back some fan favorites not officially on the roster. It's a proper masterclass in character creation, allowing you to craft everyone from legendary WWF characters to surprising guest stars. First up, we've got the iconic WWF characters. You can meticulously recreate the Hitman, Bret Hart, complete with his notorious sharpshooter and other classic moves like the snap suplex. Then there's the British Bulldog, ready to thrash opponents with his front power slam and drop kick. But it gets even better. The extra characters section brings some hilarious and unexpected faces to the squared circle. You can build Big Sexy Kevin Nash, the leader of the NWO Wolfpack, dishing out jackknife powerbombs and big boots. Prepare for a shocker as Sagat from Street Fighter II makes his wrestling debut, armed with his strong kicking combos. And for a bit of cheeky fun, you can even create Austin Powers, ready to groove his way through the competition with an array of taunts. Finally, for those who appreciate cross-promotion, you can bring Hollywood Hogan, one of WCW's biggest stars, and a former WWF legend, back to his roots, complete with his signature leg drop. It's a fantastic guide for customizing your game and proving who truly reigns supreme. The next page is an absolute treasure trove for anyone looking to master the squared circle in WWF WrestleMania 2000. Forget just creating a wrestler, this is where you learn to truly dominate with the game's official roster. It kicks off with some crucial fan favorites advice, reminding us that those epic finishing moves are all about timing that 3D stick tap when your attitude meter screams special. Then, it dives straight into the legendary Degeneration X, giving us the lowdown on how to unleash pure mayhem. You'll find out how to drop opponents with Hunter Hearst Helmsley's double knee drop and pedigree, or master badass Billy Gunn's ruthless body press drop, and the iconic Fameasser. Road Dogg Jesse James gets his moment too, with tips on his giant headbutt and shaky knee drop, while X-Pac's speed and devastating X-Factor are highlighted for tearing up the ring. But wait, there's more! The WWF Superstars section ensures you're ready to rumble with the big guns. Learn China's dominant sleeper hold and pedigree, or turn opponents into pulp with Stone Cold Steve Austin's signature mudhole stomping and the Stone Cold Stunner. Of course, The Rock's electrifying rock bottom and the People's Elbow are detailed, and for those who prefer a more unique approach, Mankind's Mandible Claw and Kane's bone-shattering Tombstone Piledriver are all here. It's a fantastic, concise guide to becoming a true champion. WWF WrestleMania 2000's villainous characters are the focus, highlighting key moves for dominating gameplay. Viscera stands out with his devastating lifting chokehold, Big Splash, and Bear Hug. The Ministry of Darkness, led by The Undertaker, relies on intimidation and powerful moves like the Chokeslam and Tombstone Piledriver. Jeff Jarrett and Debra offer a tag team approach, with Jarrett's figure 4-leg lock and Debra's Jarrett facebuster. The Acolytes, Farouk and Bradshaw, bring brute force, utilizing moves like the Dominator, Boston Crab, Reverse Achilles Lock, and Clothesline from Hell. Rounding out the roster are the Headbangers, Thrasher and Chaz, with their high-flying stage dive and mosh pit, and Midian, whose running spinning wheel kick is difficult to counter. The article teases future content on wrestler creation, moves, and game modes, alongside a plug for an ECW review. This guide provides a detailed walkthrough for Resident Evil 2, covering both Leon and Claire's scenarios, and was lauded by Nintendo Official Magazine for its intense horror. It assists players in solving puzzles, finding weapons and secrets, and navigating locations to reach the game's conclusion. The walkthrough begins with directions from the interrogation room, utilizing visual aids and puzzle solutions, like using a lighter. It then guides players through the challenging Autopsy Nightmares section of the morgue, detailing key item locations, club, red card, and heart key, and anticipating zombie encounters. Finally, the guide covers acquiring character-specific items, Night Plug for Leon, Blue Tablet for Claire, and solving the complex boiler and statue puzzle involving a cog, ultimately leading to the prison cells. It's a comprehensive resource for overcoming the game's horror and completing both storylines, clearly differentiating items for each character with color coding. Red for Leon, yellow for Claire. The next page of this cracking Resident Evil 2 guide plunges us deeper into the Raccoon City nightmare. First up, it's Claire's turn to deal with a deformed monster, advising players to arm up with the grenade launcher after solving a few picture puzzles. Then, Leon briefly swaps out for the mysterious ADA, guiding her through the sewers to snag a map before he's back in control. We also get the lowdown on dealing with that rather massive crocodile, and finding the wolf and eagle medals. Finally, it covers poor Sherry's unfortunate trip down the drain, where you'll briefly take control of her to find the wolf coin before Claire gets back to the action, ready to navigate the sewage control room and secure some much-needed ammo. Top tips for surviving the horror. This page continues our deep dive into Resident Evil 2, kicking off with the rather large problem of the giant crocodile. Forget spiders, this beast is the real terror. You'll need to use that valve handle to lower the bridge, then skillfully release a gas cylinder. Wait for the croc to chomp it, then blast away. Simple as that, eh? After that thrilling encounter, Leon meets the enigmatic ADA, while Claire finds poor Sherry and a handy medal. Next up, it's time to turn off that water barrier. Remember those wolf and eagle medals? Good, because you'll need to slot them into a panel near the waterfall to clear the way forward. Then, we're plunged into the lab, the most infested part of the game. Navigate the security room, grab that fuse case, and then the main fuse. You'll even get to use your lighter in a rather explosive manner to clear a path. Sounds like a blast. Finally, the guide details escaping by rail. Our heroes find a train, so it's a case of getting the power on via a control panel. Then hopping into the driver's cab for a well-earned cutscene. Looks like the end is in sight, or is it? Resident Evil 2, on the N64, presents a terrifying experience for Claire Redfield. She battles venomous plant monsters, navigates complex labs seeking maps, and races against time to create a cure for Sherry Birkin, infected with the G-virus. This involves using the VAM machine and obtaining a crucial Mo disc. The core conflict centers around William Birkin, mutated into a monstrous form after self-experimentation with the G-virus, serving as the final boss. Players must manage a countdown and utilize strategic running and shooting to survive. Throughout her journey, Claire faces additional threats like the poisonous mutant moth and its larvae, requiring her to acquire card keys and operate computers, even logging in with the infamous username Nemesis. While a satisfying ending awaits, the text hints at continued zombie adventures, with the upcoming Resident Evil 0, and a reminder to experience terror on the Game Boy. This page is a riot, kicking off a comprehensive guide to Donkey Kong 64's multiplayer battle arena, boldly declaring DK as one of Nintendo's biggest stars. It's all about knocking your mates off the edge in frantic single-screen brawls. The guide dives into essential item strategies and pickups, detailing how to master everything from exploding oranges and becoming a giant with crystal coconuts, to the cunning use of blue bananas to freeze your opponents. It even warns about the risky question marks, which are often more trouble than they're worth. The Ways to Win section offers some delightfully cheeky advice, like holding out for the last second to snatch the DK coin in capture mode, or for new players, simply standing back and watching them fall off the edge themselves. Genius, really. A proper guide to ensure you're the last ape standing. This page dives deeper into Donkey Kong 64's chaotic Monkey Smash deathmatch mode, comparing it to classic FPS brawlers like GoldenEye, a true testament to its frantic fun. It kicks off with a detailed breakdown of each character, revealing Tiny Kong's elusive speed, Lanky's long-reaching but slow-footed prowess, only for the pros mind you, Chunky's brute force, Diddy's agile attacks, and Deke's well-rounded fighting style. Next up, it spills the beans on essential techniques to win, advising players to master level layouts, pinpoint homing ammo, and keep a hawkeye on opponents' screens to avoid those pesky ambushes. Sneaky tactics abound, from hiding underwater for surprise attacks, to seizing the high ground for tactical advantage. And forget hoarding ammo. The magazine wisely suggests unleashing everything you've got, as items respawn quickly. Just be careful with sniper mode. It's a high-risk, high-reward move best done from a secure perch. Finally, the guide explains how Monkey Smash's third-person perspective sets it apart from typical shooters. While it means you're always visible, it also changes how you navigate levels and plan your assaults. It wraps up by encouraging readers to become champion chimps, using these newfound strategies. It's clear this guide is designed to turn casual players into unstoppable multiplayer legends. Club Mario features Rich and Dave responding to fan mail and awarding prizes, including copies of Nuclear Strike. Discussions center around game comparisons, Donkey Kong 64 vs Zelda, and South Park Rally vs Mario Kart 64, with Rich favoring South Park's humor. Rumors circulate about a second edition of Super Mario 64 for the Dolphin console, alongside anticipation for Turok 3 and the Pokémon movie. A reader wins a prize for a tip regarding sweaty thumbs. The magazine assures N64 fans continued coverage while hinting at the affordable Dolphin. The Game Boy Advance is confirmed, playing classic Game Boy games, but remains some time away. Bowser's Prison challenges readers to name 3 essential N64 games for eternal imprisonment. Chris Inman chooses Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, and The Legend of Zelda. This page jumps right into the thick of it with the Your Email section, featuring fan queries and some truly insightful replies from the magazine crew. Kicking things off, we get the scoop on Perfect Dark, with the team promising it's the best shoot-'em-up ever, and due out around June 30th, pure gold for impatient N64 owners. There's also a classic Pokémon myth debunked about catching Mew under a bridge, and a spirited defense of the N64's racing lineup, highlighting Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, South Park Rally, Beetle Adventure Racing, and Ridge Racer 64 as incredible racers. No arguments there, the N64 was a racing powerhouse. Over on the right, it's the main event, Ask Miyamoto, where the legendary Shigeru Miyamoto himself fields questions. He reveals that Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a personal favorite, and a source of inspiration for cinematic game ideas. We also get a tantalizing, albeit vague, mention of a Game Boy Advance Zelda title, though details are strictly under wraps. Miyamoto calmly addresses concerns about Nintendo shifting towards mature games like Resident Evil 2 and Eternal Darkness, reassuring us that their core policy remains family-friendly fun. And for the fans hoping for a comeback, he teases the potential return of classic heroes like Samus Aran from Metroid if they fit new game environments. All in all, a packed page with some proper gaming insights. This issue's Ask Rare features Uncle Tusk dodging questions about Conker 64 and Star Wars on Nintendo, revealing Dixie Kong's absence in Donkey Kong 64 was a choice for new characters, and explaining the scrapped Perfect Dark Game Boy camera option due to sensitivity concerns. Full completion of Donkey Kong 64 requires collecting absolutely everything. Elsewhere, readers discuss a dream WWF/WCW/ECW wrestling game and receive Pokemon Gold and Silver release news, Christmas at the earliest, alongside evolution confirmations, Pichu to Pikachu, and Happiny to Chansey. N64 racing debate highlights Diddy Kong Racing, while Carmageddon 64 receives criticism. Speculation surrounds a potential plug-in cartridge for Banjo-Kazooie. Readers request more shooters like Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, and learn Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is slated for an April release. Finally, fun facts reveal Pikachu means electric mouse, and Jigglypuff's original name, Purin, means cream cake in Japanese. This issue of Mario's Hit List focuses on reader engagement, soliciting opinions on the new Game Boy Color magazine, Pokémon Stadium, desired Game Boy Advance titles, and the graphics versus gameplay debate, including whether any racing game can surpass Ridge Racer 64. Reader letters spark discussions on Jet Force Gemini, Dreamcast versus N64 graphics, and a desire for a Pokémon game compatible with Stadium. Fans also request a Super Smash Bros. Sequel, featuring characters like Mega Man and Joanna Dark. A playful section inverts quiz answers, but the highlight is Rare's Name a Banjo-Tooie Hero contest. Readers can name 3 new characters, a fiery coal boss, a pig photographer with a Game Boy camera, and a disgruntled gold prospector. Winning names will appear in the game. Submissions are due May 1st. Street a tease for a future DK64 challenge is also included. This page is a full-on Pokémon extravaganza, confirming the much-anticipated tour dates that readers have been clamoring for. NOM is hitting the road this summer, giving eager UK Pokemaniacs the ultimate chance to challenge not just each other, but also the formidable NOM editor Dave himself in a Pokémon duel. Decked out in his finest flame shirt and gripping a pink Game Boy Color, Dave fancies himself quite the Pokémon master, having played longer than anyone else apparently. So if you think you've got what it takes, they're inviting you to come and avenue a go. Beyond the tour hype, the magazine dives into reader-submitted poker teams. It's amusing to see them address the elephant in the room. Those cheeky trainers who might be cloning Pokemon or boasting suspiciously high-level monsters. But in classic British fashion, they simply state that while they can spot a cheat a mile off, they won't actually disqualify you. Brilliant! We see a few teams, like James Holmes' impressive level 95 Evolution Squad, which the magazine attributes to some serious trading. Good on him. Other trainers get light-hearted critiques, like Jamie McDonald's Jengar needing some training, and John Talbot's slightly unusual Kingler and Vileplume choices which should be giving some Pokemaniacs a big surprise. It's clear they're encouraging everyone, even if they're playing a bit fast and loose with the rules. This page is pure fan service for the Pokemon faithful, bringing the game from screen to real-life challenge. The next page dives headfirst into the long-awaited Pokemon Tour 2000, finally dishing out the crucial dates and venues across the UK for all you eager trainers. Not only will you get to challenge NOM editor Dave, still swaggering about with his flame shirt and pink Game Boy no doubt, but there's also the tantalizing promise of obtaining the elusive Mew. Apparently, special downloading machines from Japan are making an appearance this summer, offering a chance to nab this legendary creature, perhaps even as a prize for humbling old Dave. Beyond the battles, these Merlin Premier League swap shops are also your one-stop shop for completing your official Pokemon sticker and trading card collections. And as if that wasn't enough, there's even talk of another official league for N64 Pokemon Stadium coming this summer, promising regional events and trading opportunities. It's truly a fan's dream, bringing the virtual world to real-life meetups, though they do warn you to get there early as it's first come, first served. For those of you who just can't wait for updates, they've kindly provided email addresses. How very modern! This month's Pokemon preview focuses on fan creativity, showcasing Butterfree-themed artwork. Submissions vary wildly, from playful scenes of Butterfree defeating Weedle to darker takes featuring battles with Pikachu. Even Pikachu losing. A standout is young Joe Ferreira's promising sleep powder Butterfree. The page also includes a how-to-draw guide for Ash and Pikachu and features a Pokemaniac of the Month, a chinchilla named after Raticut who enjoys watching the Pokemon show. Finally, Pokemart highlights the Pikachu radio-controlled car from Tiger Electronics, promising fun remote battles. It's a delightful diversion before the upcoming Pokemon Tour, celebrating the passion of Pokemon fans of all ages and species. This Pokemon magazine page showcases the vibrant fan community. Your Poke Tips features reader advice vetted by Professor Oak, including rare candy conservation, a curious trick using magic rods near gyms, and utilizing the Pokeflute for cost-effective Pokemon revival. Ultimate Poke Warrior displays impressive fan art, a powerful Pokemon fusion created by Nick Firth, combining Alakazam, Kabutops, Poliwhirl, Fearow, and Nidoqueen. Readers can test their knowledge with Hidden Poke Hero, a Pokemon identification challenge. Last month's answer was Omastar. The Nintendo official magazine Pokemon Master Guide is highlighted as a resource for completing the Pokédex. Finally, Nintendo UK seeks the nation's Pokemum or Pokedad, parents as passionate about Pokemon as their children, offering prizes for submissions. The page concludes with standard magazine information. This page is a veritable blagfest, serving up a smorgasbord of fantastic competitions for keen Nintendo fans. It's all about bagging some seriously cool swag. First up, under Club Mario we've got Wheeled Wonders, offering a complete set of LEGO Technic Roboriders for one lucky winner. These intricate builds look ace, and you just need to crack a question about a robot on a mission to reopen Whoopee World. Then, for all you Springfield fanatics, Eat My Shorts is giving away Simpsons goodies, including a video and graphic novel. Simply tell us the name of the crazy clown in The Simpsons. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. For the fashion-conscious gamers, Scratch and Mix showcases the snazzy Hyper-Wrap watches, available in yellow, blue, black and silver. These are perfect for aspiring DJs, and to win you just need to identify which Conclan member plays the triangle. Wrestling fans, brace yourselves for Hardcore Heaven. We've got copies of ECW Hardcore Revolution, a game promising bone-crunching moves and buckets of blood. You'll need to know Steve Corino's catchphrase to enter the ring and win. And finally, get motoring! With Chig Rally 2, Kemco is dishing out copies of this racer. To cross the finish line with a prize, you'll need to recall how many Top Gear games have graced the N64. It's all mail-in old-school style. Just scribble your answers and details on a postcard or envelope and send it off. Good luck, Nintendoids! This page is a WickedWare advert, flogging Nintendo 64 consoles, games, and accessories, alongside various licensed merchandise and a Pokemon competition. The next page dives straight into the heart of Nintendo news, kicking off with a bold promise to deliver the most accurate and exclusive N64 info before anyone else. Quite the claim, eh? The star of this particular show is none other than Ridge Racer 64, hailed as one of the biggest racers ever, now revved up for our favorite 64-bit console. The article gushes about its 9 massive tracks, the slick cars, and the blistering speeds you'll be hitting in quick play or Grand Prix modes. Apparently, the handling options are flexible, letting you choose between the classic Ridge Racer feel or a more forgiving default for those of us who prefer to keep our cars on the track, mostly. But the real highlight, the brand new 4-player multiplayer mode. That's right, 4 mates battling it out, unlike the rather quaint Grey Station edition. You can even race against a mix of friends and CPU opponents for added chaos. The screenshots show off the impressive scenery, from gushing dams to blurring rear lights in night races, and you can even pick your own pumping soundtrack. Beyond the main feature, this page also teases a host of other upcoming N64 titles, like Perfect Dark, various Pokémon outings, and the highly anticipated Zelda, The Mask of Mugula. Game Boy Color fans aren't left out either, with mentions of Dino Crisis and International Karate. It's clear this issue is packed with goodness. This page keeps the pedal to the metal with Ridge Racer 64, showcasing its sleek visuals and dynamic gameplay. There's a cracking shot of a red racer dominating the page, flanked by in-game glimpses that really prove this game means business. Apparently, the action replays are awesome, letting you admire your fancy motor in all its glory, especially under the glow of those night courses, perfect for showing off to your mates. And speaking of getting ahead, the mag even throws in a handy tip for mastering those tricky bends, suggesting a good old skid on the inside to leave the competition in your dust. Clearly they want us all to be Ridge Racer champions. The reviewer's final verdict is a strong one, declaring Ridge Racer 64 a real treat with its amazing tracks, monster cars and awesome multiplayer fun. It seems they reckon it might even snatch Nintendo's coveted racing crown. High praise indeed for this much anticipated N64 title. This page shifts gears from the high-speed thrills of Ridge Racer 64 to delve into the epic world of Aiden Chronicles. The First Mage, an upcoming 3D adventure for the N64, penned in for a late 2000 release. It's described as an epic adventure, with mystical lands and awesome bosses, where you'll guide Alaran, a gifted knight on a quest to find his family across 19 diverse worlds. Expect plenty of edge-of-your-seat battles, and a bit of magic to unleash, and you can even pick up a few extra warriors for your party. The screenshots show Alaran brandishing his sword, facing off against some rather large and menacing creatures, including a beastly winged thing and a nasty four-legged eagle. Clearly, this isn't a stroll in the park. The mag reckons this sword and sorcery quest looks ace, and is shaping up to be a superb RPG adventure, which sounds promising indeed. Down below there's a sneak peek at International Karate 2000 for the Game Boy Color, a classic fighter ready to unleash its cool moves. You can pick from 12 of the toughest fighters, dishing out roundhouse kicks, headbutts, and power punches across diverse locales, from Sydney Harbour to the Great Wall of China. It even has a bonus game where you use a shield to bat away bouncing balls. Sounds like a cracking bit of pixelated fisticuffs, with the full review coming next month. NBA in the Zone 2000 is highlighted as a promising basketball sim arriving in March, aiming to improve upon its predecessors with refined passing, play commentary, and easier play calling. Screenshots reveal challenging free throws and the returning three-point challenge. Fast News covers several upcoming games. The Game Boy camera feature has been cut from Perfect Dark to focus on polishing the main game. Rumors suggest Rare is developing Dino Planet, a dinosaur adventure potentially debuting at E3. Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue is coming to N64 with 30 action levels, and Dino Crisis will bring survival horror to the Game Boy Color. San Francisco Rush 2049 promises winged cars and explosive multiplayer arenas on 64. Finally, Track and Field is recommended for sports sim fans. This page is bursting with news on the highly anticipated Pokémon, the first movie, hitting screens on April 14th. Get ready, Pokémasters, as Ash, Misty, Brock, and of course Pikachu, are lured to a remote island to face off against the legendary Mewtwo in what's hyped as the biggest Pokémon battle ever. You can almost feel the excitement building for this cinematic spectacle. But that's not all. You'll also get a bonus treat with the delightful short film, Pikachu's Vacation, where fan favorites like Jigglypuff and Squirtle frolic. This cute little cartoon also introduces us to two brand new Pokémon, the charming pink dog called Snubble, and the bubbly blue mouse, Marill. Plus, the adorable egg creature, Togepi, makes an appearance too. You'll be seeing a lot more of Snubble and Marill when Pokémon Gold and Silver arrive, so this is a fantastic early preview. Looks like a must-see for any aspiring trainer. This page is all about getting you lot into the UK premiere of Pokémon, the first movie and Pikachu's Vacation. There's a cracking competition giving away 4 tickets to the first screening in London on Sunday, March 26, 2000. Better get your postcards sent off pronto though, as the deadline is a rather tight March 21st. Dominating the page is a fantastic shot of the enigmatic Mew, looking all serene and powerful. We also get a glimpse of Ash, Misty, and Brock looking a bit worried as Mewtwo shows off its immense psychic abilities. The movie promises a mix of everyone's favorite cuddly creatures from Pikachu's Vacation, alongside some seriously fearsome beasts in the first movie, like Hitmonlee, Scyther, and Gyarados, not to mention the imposing Sandslash, Nidoqueen and Rapidash shown off in a screenshot. Plus, there are plenty of cuties like Bulbasaur and Squirtle too. The magazine truly thinks you'll be mad to miss this cinematic event, urging all Pokénuts to book their tickets now. You definitely don't want to be square and miss the biggest Pokémon battle the world has ever seen, starring Mew and Mewtwo. This page is a deep dive into the upcoming The Legend of Zelda, The Mask of Majula, set for a Christmas 2000 release. Nintendo is at the helm, promising a groundbreaking 3D adventure that they've boldly labeled the biggest RPG ever made. Quite a claim for our hero Link, isn't it? The core of this new adventure sees Link in a desperate race against time to prevent the moon from plummeting into Hyrule, or rather, Termina. Forget just collecting bits and bobs. This time, Link's got a whole new bag of tricks. He'll be donning various masks to transform into different characters, each with unique abilities. We get glimpses of Link in his Deku Scrub form, interacting with what looks like a grumpy Goron, and also transforming into a sleek Zora, showcasing the vastly improved graphics thanks to the N64 expansion pack. Apparently this extra memory means bigger baddies and no slowdown, which is always a bonus when you're battling enormous foes. Screenshots highlight intense time challenges in places like the Deku Scrub Fortress, a new sword for Link to wield, more punishment indeed, and even a meter counting down, adding to the urgency. The magazine is absolutely buzzing about this one, declaring it a must-have, and stating that if Zelda 64, Ocarina of Time, to us seasoned pros, was the highest-scoring N64 game, then Majora's Mask looks set to be even better with its fresh objectives and character transformations. No doubts here, this game is destined for greatness. This page dives into The Mysterious Dungeon, a 3D adventure from Chunsoft, set to arrive late 2000. For those of us eagerly awaiting The Mask of Majula, this looks like a worthy distraction. You play as Shyren, on a quest to stop demons by building and defending a giant castle. We see screenshots of Shyren battling bizarre creatures, exploring towns, and even a winter wonderland full of baddies. It was originally slated for the ill-fated 64DD, bless its cotton socks. The mag reckons it's a quirky adventure with hours of exploring and definitely one to watch. Sounds like just the ticket for a bit of dungeon crawling, doesn't it? Then, over on the right we've got the coolest competition, because who doesn't love free stuff? They're giving away a proper treasure trove of goodies. Everything from N64s, Dreamcasts and PlayStations to color Game Boys, MP3 players, and even a trendy mobile phone or 10 music CDs. Proper retro tech. Just remember to ask permission before dialing those premium rate numbers. Wouldn't want to upset mum or dad with a hefty phone bill, would we? This page is a glorious call to arms for all aspiring Pokémon masters. Nintendo was on the hunt for 200 true Poké experts to grace their exclusive trading nights, tasked with the noble duty of enlightening new Pokémaniacs with their sage knowledge. The rewards were rather splendid. A limited edition Pokémon Masters t-shirt and, perhaps more importantly, the chance to be among the very first in the UK to receive a legendary Mew for their Pokémon Game Boy cartridges. Imagine the playground cred. Those keen to prove their Poké prowess could apply via email or, for the traditionalists, by snipping out and posting a coupon, with the deadline firmly set for the 7th of April 2000. A proper blast from the past for any serious Pokémon collector. This page delivers a double dose of gaming goodness, kicking off with an in-depth look at Senior 3K, the upcoming 3D speedster from Boss Studios. This isn't your grandma's racing game. The highway code is utterly disregarded as you're flung through rollercoaster-style tracks suspended mid-air, pulling off insane stunts at breakneck speeds. With a cool retro feel, 12 classic American motors, and a groovy 50s soundtrack, it promises incredible action, even featuring tough ice tracks and boss battles, where you can win your opponent's ride. The gameplay is even likened to the legendary F-Zero X, so expect high-octane thrills and plenty of opportunities to catch awesome air and snag power-ups from colored balls scattered across the track. The magazine thinks this could be the racing game we've been waiting for, potentially pushing Ridge Racer 64 for pole position. Below that we've got the lowdown on All-Star Baseball 2001. This latest iteration of the baseball series has received a slick facelift, making it more playable than ever, with easier batting and a wider array of pitches to master. It boasts all the teams, stadiums, and some of the greatest players, aiming to hit a home run. Despite the acknowledged lack of widespread baseball interest in the UK, the mag is confident this edition will be a grand slam for sports fans keen to get on the diamond. Nintendo's new console, Dolphin, is generating excitement. A 3D action-adventure game, Sapphire, formerly Young Olympians, is in development, resembling Tomb Raider with 5 playable characters and puzzle-focused gameplay. Dolphin's main chip is reportedly 33% faster and cheaper than the PlayStation 2's, with production already underway. A tilt-sensor puck controller is also rumored, offering motion controls. Several developers are considering Dolphin for new titles. Boss Game Studios is brainstorming ideas, and there's talk of a new Star Wars game and a potential Lara Croft port. Konami and Namco are reportedly working on shoot-'em-ups, potentially including Gradius as a Japanese launch title. Finally, Dinosaur, a game based on the upcoming Disney movie, is in development, starring an iguanodon named Aladar. This raises speculation about a possible 2000 launch for the Dolphin console itself. This page is a double-page spread advert for King Cat Entertainment and Cybernet, offering a massive selection of retro and modern games for various consoles, including the Nintendo 64, Game Boy, PlayStation, and Sega Saturn. They promise great deals on everything from Pokémon cartridges and accessories to strategy guides and even trading cards. It's a gamer's paradise, really, if you're still rocking those classic consoles. This page is the front cover of the magazine, boldly proclaiming, "We're the biggest and best," with a massive next month headline. It features a picture of the Nintendo 64 logo and teases upcoming content. We're promised 6 promises we always keep about the magazine itself, including that you'll read about every Nintendo 64 game and product first, and that the magazine is easy to understand and use. It also highlights Turok 3 and lists features like brand new levels, awesome weapons, and ferocious monsters. Plus, it teases updates on Resident Evil 0 and Banjo-Tooie, and reviews for Ridge Racer 64 and Tarzan. It's a proper showcase of what's to come, and frankly, it looks rather exciting. This page is a fantastic advertisement for International Track and Field Summer Games on the Nintendo 64, and it's pulling out all the stops. We're treated to a dynamic shot of an athlete in action, hinting at the thrilling events players will experience. The text promises all the events, world records smashed, best techniques, and gold medals won. It's a real call to arms for aspiring athletes. And what's a gaming magazine without a look at the latest handheld? We get a glimpse of the Game Boy Color, presented as the essential Game Boy companion, with little screenshots teasing Pokémon Stadium, WWF 2000, and what looks like a space-themed game, likely complete with the best tips, codes, and cheats. Below all this gaming goodness, it rounds off with a shout-out to Special Offers Club Mario. It's a vibrant spread, really capturing the excitement of gaming in the late 90s. This page is the Nintendo Mastermind Quiz, testing your general knowledge and your ability to recognize game screenshots. We've got a general knowledge round with 10 questions about games like Donkey Kong, Mario's first appearance, and Pokémon. Then there's Name the Game with 4 visual puzzles from various Nintendo titles. Following that is Talking Nintendo, where you have to match quotes to characters, featuring some familiar faces like The Undertaker and Professor Oak. Finally, Who the Hell? Presents you with 5 characters from different games that you need to identify. The Big Question section offers a chance to win copies of Hydro Thunder by answering a question about the meaning of Nintendo. It's a proper brainbuster for all you Nintendo fanatics out there. This page is a massive advert for Special Reserve, offering a fantastic deal for new members. For just £6.99 a year you get a whole host of benefits, including a free gift from an extensive list. We're talking controllers, memory cards, even an inflatable armchair. Plus, you'll receive the Special Reserve Club magazine, access to special offers, and entry into club competitions. They're also promoting a pay in 9 months option for purchases over £200, with 0% finance available. It's a proper bargain for any serious gamer. This page is a vibrant full-page advertisement for Midway's Game Boy Color offerings, featuring Rampage 2, Universal Tour, Marble Madness, and Ready 2 Rumble Boxing. The bold yellow text hypes up the action, proclaiming, "Get Ready 2 Rumbles, enjoy country pursuits, lose your marbles, then destroy the world with these Midway titles." A larger-than-life depiction of Afro Thunder from Ready 2 Rumble Boxing dominates the right side, looking ready to throw down. It's a no-holds-barred celebration of colorful chaos on the Game Boy Color.